Hello and welcome, caring Cancerians. My name's Rose Smith from absolutesoulsecrets.com, and I'm here to do your tarot astrology for April. If you haven't followed me before, please hit the subscribe button right now, and I'll tell you a little bit about how I operate. What I'll do, I'm a psychic basically, with a deep interest in astrology. And what I'll do is pick a couple of theme cards for the month for you, tarot cards. Then I'll talk about your horoscope. And then I'll draw some cards week by week for the month. And I'll also do a psychic interpretation for you. So let's get started. The big news is, I guess, for you, is that this month you have the moon, which is your ruler, in your fourth house. So there is a lot going on around your home and family, and things are likely to come up, and you'll need to deal with that and maybe have a family discussion as all of these things start to rise up out of your subconscious. It's a fairly stressful time for a lot of people at the moment, so if you're thinking about going home, I would go home right now, back to your parents, or, gather the family together. Because this is likely to go on, the situation as it is likely to go on for some considerable time. Depending on what country you're in, you're getting different information. So I would encourage you to listen to the New Zealand government and also the Canadian government. When I look at the information coming out of different countries, there's quite a variety of things going on, some of which is not true. Various governments are not telling the truth. Okay, so New Zealand, Canadian government seems to be the best in terms of telling their citizens, what's coming up in the next 6 to 12 to 18 months. Okay, I'm not here to talk about coronavirus or COVID-19. So let's go to the board now. And what we're going to do is pick 2 theme cards for you this month. And I've got the tarot cards here, just shuffling them up. They've already been pre-shuffled, but I'm going to go for that one. Ooh, I'm going to go for that one. Okay, before I do turn it over, I'm just going to put it down here and close my eyes. Just looking for a picture. Okay, timing. They're showing me a pocket watch, and it's all about timing. It's not if, it's when. Okay, when these things happen. They're going to happen. Sorry, this is all about coronavirus. I'm sorry. It's not if, it's when, and there's going to be increasing restrictions on individual personal movement. Okay, if you need anything, go out right now and get it. In another week or 2 you won't be able to, depending on what country you're in. It's all happening very fast here in Australia, and in other countries not so fast, but it's, best thing to do is stay home. But if you absolutely have to go out, do it now, because soon that option won't be available. Okay, but let's see what the cards turned up, and it's Pentacles. Okay, so this is, I think that's a 3 of Pentacles. Yes, all right. This is about your possessions and your money. You can still make money, even though 2 nights ago 1 million Australians lost their jobs because business is being shut down. And but there are ways you can still make money, whether that be selling on eBay or Amazon or in some other way. So, caring Cancerians, you do have a brain. You can work things out, but stuff that has your unique individual stamp of creativity on it can bring you some money. So there's a big focus in the first week of April on how you can get money, and you can find money from somewhere. All right, let's have a look now. First week of April, first half of April, I meant to say, sorry. End of April. And let's see, I'm going with that one. Closing my eyes now. I've got the ocean in front of me. It's a bit choppy. I don't know what this means. I see like a black fishing net with yellow. It's almost like a bit of a warning sign. And different parts are being segmented in the ocean. So it's a bit hard. If I could draw it for you. But I can't draw very well. So I'm looking at the ocean, and there's this big, huge fishing nets with warning signs at the top in yellow and black. And it's like the ocean is being segmented by these fishing nets. And I think this is about the messages that you're receiving from your own subconscious. Maybe you might be feeling a bit overwhelmed. Maybe there's too much coming up to deal with. And so your natural abilities, or your soul, is going to give you the messages piecemeal rather than in one great big go, because it's a very overwhelming time, it's a chaotic time, and it's a confusing time. It's like every single day our government's coming out. They're supposed to come out twice a week with new things about coronavirus, coming out every single day and changing things. They've just announced today in Australia all elective surgery is cancelled. So I'm supposed to be having surgery tomorrow. It might be cancelled. So, and that would mean if we're having surgery, if we're not having surgery, that it will be at least a year, or probably, in reality, probably 18 months to 2 years before we can have it, I'm sorry to say. So what my point is that things are happening very fast and it's chaotic. And so it's really important that you deal with what you can deal with at any given time. And if your soul has to segment it, to give it to you piecemeal fashion so you can digest it, that's what will happen. Okay, so the card is, all right, Seven of Swords. This is about walking away from a difficult situation using your brain. So it's not a time to panic. It's not a time to let your emotions take control of you. You've got to work in with your emotions and let your mind be logical about your actions now, okay? Swords, two swords in the ground. The ground, be earth, be practical, be down to earth. It's not all airy-fairy. People saying you're letting your fear get you. Well, it's important to feel your fear, of course, but don't let it take control of you. Okay, but you're walking away from a situation. So things are likely, by the end of April, things are likely to improve for you because your mind is taking a bit more control and you're getting to a point of balance. See, she's wearing yellow. That's all about goal-oriented behavior. It's your solar plexus. It's, actions, like as in planning, strategizing to take actions later. And the only thing about it is sometimes it can be a little bit of illusion. So just be really careful, that you're not being deceived or that your mind's not taking over too much, okay? All right, let's have a look at your horoscope. That's the two themes for the month, the beginning and the end of the month. And now we'll have a look at your horoscope. All right, the fourth sees Venus going into your 12th house here. Venus is a beautiful energy and it goes along with appreciation of beauty, love, and it's quite a lucky sort of energy that can bring in money, okay? And going into your 12th house there, that's the house of the goddess or your subconscious. So you could be having beautiful dreams or beautiful messages coming up about, what things you need to do, but coming up from your subconscious. So the house of the goddess or the house of the divine, it's a bit hard to explain. It is sort of unknowable, so I can talk around it, but it's a very experiential place. So trying to talk, directly about it has no direct translation. So I'll just sort of talk about it in a roundabout type of way. Okay, so This place is bigger than your life. It houses your past lives and your existence going right back to the source. And so a lot of things down there we don't really understand fully. It's a bit like an iceberg. So you've got that little bit at the top, which is like our personality, the top of the iceberg above the water that we can actually see. As we know, the majority of the iceberg is under the ocean and we can't see that, and that's like our subconscious. Okay, but with Venus going down there, love, money, beauty, and even sometimes legal things. I often get the sort of sense of legalities, but in a positive sense. Okay, so it could also give you the feeling of the Venusian glow, but you're feeling it rather than other people seeing it, if that makes sense. Okay, so the 8th sees a full moon in your 4th house, your ruler that I started to talk about before. The full moon, all about transformation, healing, release, things that are deep down inside you that are coming up. Okay, it will cause things to come up and you'll need to deal with them, but it's for the purpose of healing. So old family matters could come up here, and especially at this stressful time, you might be having more to do with your family than what you normally do, or some people will in fact have to move back with their parents, or parents will have to live with their kids, and you'll have extended family all in the one house. That's hard to get used to, so that could bring things up. But this is your ruler, so it is likely to have a strong effect on you. It's also about your home. You might sort of have a bit of a breakthrough in terms of thinking about redecorating your home, renovating your home, downscaling, upscaling, whatever you need to do to get the house the right way, how you want it. So this is all about internal processes and getting to the point where you're feeling it all, and then down the track you'll put some plans into action. Okay, the 12th sees Mercury joining the Sun. Mercury joins Sun in 12th house. I can't even read what I've written. Okay, where is the Sun? 11th house, I think that should be. Sorry. Okay, it doesn't even make sense what I've written. Okay, so let's just go with Mercury joins Sun, because the Sun's here in the 10th house. Right, that makes more sense. Mercury joins the Sun in the 10th house here. Okay, all right, this is about your career and your reputation. So there are messages coming up about your job, and if you're not doing something that you really enjoy, that makes your heart sing, you may get messages to put you onto the right track about what you need to do to get work that actually is fulfilling, spiritually fulfilling to you. Okay, and on the 20th, Sun in the 11th house goes into the 11th house of friends and hopes and dreams, and on the 23rd there's a new moon also in your 11th house. Okay, so a new moon is all about new starts with friends and groups and hopes and dreams, and it could be that you're putting something that you've been thinking about for a while, you're actually putting it into action, okay, at the end of the month from the 23rd. The Sun gives you insight and awareness and happiness. It's almost like you're glad to move on. Certain things have conspired to change your life. You may not even have decided this yourself. It could be something that is happening externally and it affects you, but it's actually for your benefit in the long run. So I don't want you to be anxious or freak out or anything, if unexpected things happen, because it's going to work out for your benefit. All right, so big focus on friends and groups and your hopes and wishes. Now let's look at the cards and see what we come up with. And I'm going to do this week by week, caring Cancerians. The first week of the month, I'm going with that card there. And I'm closing my eyes now. I'm in a green forest. Okay, so You might, this is life enhancing and gives you a lot of vitality. But initially you might be thinking, I can't see the wood for the trees. I feel a little bit overwhelmed or a little bit confused. I'm not sure what direction I'm supposed to be going in or what I'm supposed to be doing. However, the good thing is that the energy will come upon you about which path you're supposed to take. It's like I'm in the forest and there's multiple paths. There's actually 3 paths in front of me. I don't know which one to take. So you're just going to sit and wait. Okay. All right. This is terrific. This is a magician. So all about manifesting what you want. This is about bringing the earth, this is about bringing the heavenly energies down to earth. See up here, see that infinity sign? She's bringing it down here. See the pentagram on the ground at the bottom. So she's bringing the energy down and she's manifesting her heart's desires. This can even be in relationships, because see the red roses and the candles, hopes and dreams. Like you light the candle and it's like that flame is the hope. The red is for action, all right, to take action. The black here is because some things are hidden. She doesn't have all of the information. However, the white is she does have some information and awareness. So this is an absolutely beautiful card for the first week of the month. Bringing your hopes and dreams to life and manifesting them. Okay, so it's all going to happen. Just take a deep breath and calm down. Let's go with the second week of the month now, the second card. And I'm going to go with that card. Closing my eyes. Got the flash of yellow. There's some happiness here for you. And it could be to do with the sun. Remember, I said the sun was going from your career zone into your friends, groups, hopes and dreams area. And so bringing your hopes and dreams to life. Okay, they're showing me an axe. They're telling me it is necessary to cut some connections with the past. Okay, so some of your connections, friends, groups, associates, you may let go of to make space in your life for new things to come in. It's a bit like pruning roses, you know, every year you've got to prune them back. And you're having a psychological and a spiritual prune in April. Okay, so this one here, swords. And this is about your thinking. It's the 9 of swords. It's the end of a situation. You might have been hanging on, and now you realize it's just not working for me anymore. This could be to do with a job. It could be to do with a relationship. See, she's hanging on to that bit of purple fabric there. It's like the spirit is guiding you. Spirit is supporting you. Just call on the angels. There's some fears in the background or some anxiety about letting go of something. But you can do it, all right? It's up to you. And swords are about logically understanding the situation and the reality, and then cutting the cords. Okay, yes, and I agree, it's not always easy, but you're nearly there to do it. And I actually feel that some of you have been in this situation, maybe like a dead zone or a sort of stuck type of feeling, and now you're going to move forward because so many things are happening now. I'm going to go with that card there. Closing my eyes. For you caring Cancerians, I want to say don't worry, it's going to be all right. There's a stepping stone path in front of me here, and I'm going to walk down the path, down the stepping stones. It's cobbled stones, and be on my way. It really is like I'm saying goodbye to the old life, and I'm moving forward into a new life, which is going to be better. Yeah, sure, I know it might be confusing or chaotic or overwhelming at first, and you are on your way. At least you're not stuck, okay? Caring Cancerians, you're moving forward. And again, they're showing me the moon, the full moon, which, as I mentioned before, is to do with your home and family. So the moon, it's almost like the energy of the moon is guiding you. Okay, so, oh, this is wonderful. So we have the World card here. See, she's got one foot on the world because she's being practical, but her body is in spirit. So she's listening to spirit, but she's also being pragmatic and practical, you know. She's dressed here in gold fabric. This is not a label, you know, this is not a dress label. It's not about you looking good. It's about being spiritually adorned by a very precious golden energy. There's an angel here holding up the edge of the fabric, and over here is an owl, and the owl will be whispering in your ear with intuition. She's got a staff in her hand, which indicates royalty, the divine, okay, in touch with spirit. So the world is your oyster. So as you move through this process in April, you'll have more freedom to move yourself and more freedom to manifest. Okay, the world is your oyster. Looking at the 4th week of the month for you caring Cancerians, seeing what comes up. Seeing what comes up. Okay, going with that card. Closing my eyes now. What can I see? There's a bit of a focus here on food, which is about nurturing, self-nurturing and nurturing others. I can see food and money, in fact. So it might be the price of food going up, excuse me, or it's hard to obtain food that you like. There might be limited choices or something like that. But you'll be creative, caring Cancerians, and you'll be able to whip something up anyway. But I've never seen that before, food and money like that before. The card that comes up is the, what's that? 9 of Cups. I kept getting in my head 2 of Cups, but it's not, it's 1x. It's the 9 of Cups. Again, the end of a process. This is quite a spiritual card and an emotional card. And it's like you can manifest your dreams. You do need to be careful that you're not, you know, deluded in some way, because you know how sometimes you want something and then when you get it, you discover you don't want it. And it could be that you're hoping and wishing for things and then when you get it, it's not what you thought. So only wish for what you are 110% sure of, and that you know what you're wishing for, basically. Because sometimes be careful what you wish for, because you might get it. Action to be taken. Again, listening to your subconscious. I'll just have a drink. All right, now we're going to the last 2 days of the month, because there's 30 days in April generally, and see what we come up with. Okay, last couple of days of the month. Thank you. Going with that card there, closing my eyes. Okay, learning. It's all about learning. I see a lot of books in front of me. And it's also about creativity. Okay, learning about something creative. How to create more in your life that makes your heart sing. Okay, that's what I'm getting around that. And it is the Empress. This is a beautiful card for nurturing other people. It's a great card for motherhood, for falling pregnant, for dealing with pregnant women or children, generosity of spirit. She's got red behind her here on the throne, so action to be taken. Yellow, all about self-worth and deservability. Okay, so she deserves what she has. And she has a household and she runs her household. She has children and she looks after everybody like a mother. Okay, so that's a beautiful energy for you. So let's have a look. So it looks like you're letting go of something so that you can go forward and really manifest your dreams. So this is a very fertile card. If there's any chance you could get pregnant and you don't want to be pregnant, do be careful in the month of April, okay? If you want to be pregnant, well, that is absolutely fantastic and great. All right, let me close my eyes now and see what I can see for you, caring Cancerians. Okay, I've got a picture on the wall. I think this goes back to Venus and redecorating your home, and the full moon there in your 4th house, and having beauty around you. So you may decide that you want to redecorate, basically. I'm looking at this picture on the wall, and it's like changing the picture or changing, you know, the view of the wall in some way. Okay, I've got a shell here. It's like holding a shell up to my ear. I can hear the sea. So listening to your own subconscious and picking the messages up from your soul. And it's almost like, you know, even if, and I know this sounds awful, but even if you lose your job, this is like time out that you can really spend in a very good way by listening to yourself. So maybe your life's been too busy and now you're being told to slow down. If you've lost your job, I'm very sorry about that. In Australia, the government has doubled all the unemployment benefits now due to COVID-19. So you're going to have some time on your hands. So make good use of it by really getting in touch with what's going on deep inside you. I've got an angel here dressed in gold, which is a bit unusual because often I see them in white or blue. And it's a female angel, and she's just sort of flitting across the planet. It's like she's in space, but she's sort of flitting from country to country. And it's like on her feet, she's got lights on her feet. So when she touches a country, it lightens the country. So she's going around lightening up the countries. They certainly need to be light or, you know, enlightened. She's enlightening the countries. We certainly need that. I just... I've almost had the name. It's like V or W. I don't know. But in your meditations and prayers, you can call on her and just call her the country enlightening angel, because I can't quite... Oh, maybe the word was the world angel. Okay, right. Okay, call for the world angel and to come and lighten your country up. Okay, there's so much activity now here in the heavens. I can see so many, like zillions and zillions of angels. I did a few days ago, this is for everybody, not just you, caring Cancerians, I did see angels arguing in heaven, and they were trying to work things out between themselves, which is weird because I've never seen that before. Like, angels don't normally argue. But yeah, they seemed to be having a debate about what they were doing, or I couldn't catch the words or anything, but I could see them. Okay, they also show me Mother Mary. I'm not particularly religious, but yet Mary does come to me sometimes, dressed in blue. So you can also call on her, particularly if you have issues with family, okay? And because the moon is in your family zone this month, caring Cancerians, I think it would be great if you called on Mother Mary. Okay, well, I hope that's helped you. Please stay tuned. I do plan to do more, live streams more often. Things keep happening at such a fast breakneck speed at the moment. Give it a like, leave me a comment and let me know how you are, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel and share this. That would be really wonderful. I want to wish you a very enlightening month. Please stay calm, stay well, and stay home as much as you can. No more going out in groups of people. It's just because this virus is just spreading like a crazy thing. Okay, so it doesn't matter if you're 20 years old, you're probably, quite safe yourself, but spreading it, that's the problem. A lot of people, in fact, actually, people in their 30s and 40s are even in trouble now with this virus. So in Holland, 30% of the intensive care beds in that country are occupied by people in their 30s and 40s. This is not an old person's disease. Okay. All right. Thank you so much, and have a very enlightening month, and I shall see you again soon. Okay. Thank you. Bye for now. Thanks so much for watching. Please visit my website absolutesoulsecrets.com for all things spiritual. Have a lovely day.